Yo, welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex. The podcast with men to have a safe space. We on all platforms. You need to tune in, hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Welcome to Melody, the podcast with men to have a safe space. Welcome to Melody. Welcome to the cave with Mel, Troy, and Lex.
Hey, this sound bad. Yeah, it sound bad. Look at you. Look at the jail cell recording the podcast. It look like you're doing a bid right now, just recording from the cell, nigga.
Hey yo, that's real cute.
Nigga look crazy.
That's real cute.
You about to show us his commissary he got for the day or something.
You know what I'm saying? That's real cute.
Hey, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm just glad to be back, man. If y'all can't tell, we back, man. We remote. Hey, it's been a minute. It's been some time. But we couldn't go another week without dropping an episode, man. So we making it happen. We back to our old ways, just to get it out there. But a lot of y'all still listen to audio anyway, so it probably ain't gonna make y'all no difference. But if you one of our, weekly YouTubers who looking for the video, man, what's going on, man? We back. Another edition of Melody's podcast. What's happening?
We back in this thing, man.
We back in this thing. Now listen, we spent about a good solid 20 minutes just now trying to work on microphones because Lace is not technically savvy at all.
First of all, y'all go stop that narrative.
Say microphone.
Y'all go stop that narrative, number one. Because I am technically savvy, y'all just are savvier. There's a difference.
No,
I have a foundational understanding. Just because you're savvier, I'm not trying to hit it. I'm not savvy.
We
the way you was clicking around on that daggone computer.
First of all, Mel, you provided no help. You was like, just like every IT person, unplug it and plug it back up. I can do that. It clearly ain't working.
Unplug it and plug it back up do be working sometimes. You got to reset the brain on that drink, bro.
It really do. It really does work. How y'all been doing though, man?
Hey, man, I've been doing all right, man. I'm back, man. I was gone for 10 days. Had to take a little hiatus, man, take a little break. I've been pushing like crazy. Haven't really had time to do all the stuff that y'all be telling me to do, decompress, self-care, all that type of stuff. I just been, grinding, dealing with family stuff, dealing with work, life transitions and things like that. So I just had to shut my brain down.
First of all, Mel, man, I'm gonna let you finish, Mel. But why is Troy drinking that visiting pastor water in the house? Like, why?
First of all, we ain't got no more large waters in the house right now.
I'm just saying, like, who even buys that?
Read up yet?
Who even buys that?
So I'm just doing what I can do for the moment. You feel me?
That's crazy. Back to you, Mel, and your decompressing.
That's supposed to be the water that you use for company when they come by the crib.
Exactly.
That is the water that we use for company.
And he over there. One gulp.
No. It only looks small because I'm a big dude. Pause. That's the only reason why. That's the only reason why it looks the way that it looks.
Here we go.
Pause.
But anyway, back to you, Mel, and your journey, your wellness journey.
Nah, man. No, I just.
Why are you laughing at his?
Back to you and your wellness journey.
Hey, wow.
Hey, he was holding on to that one, Lace. He was holding on to that one.
He definitely was.
He definitely waited for that. Definitely waited to drop that drink, bro. It's cool. That's why talk about your cakes on the internet. It's cool.
Hey, yeah, nah, Troy. I gotta. When I see you, I gotta square up on you for that one, bro.
What I
gotta
do?
Square up
hey,
on
Lace,
you,
man. Don't feel bad, Lace, man. Show them your cakes, man. Be proud of your work, bro.
What did I say? What did I say?
Show them joints off, Lace. Don't feel bad, bro. You put in the time. Come on, bro.
First of all, don't ever refer to anything on me as cakes, bro. Like,
Show them joints, bro.
It's all good though. It's all good. It's all good. I'm getting text messages. You are a little slim thick though. Like, what are we doing, yo? Like, what is going on? What is going on, man?
Hey, man, listen. If the shoe fits,
Nah, bro. I can't accept that. I can't accept that. But
If
that
the
was a good one. That was a good one. That was a
if the
good
sh-
one.
if the shoe fits,
That is a wild way to tell your mans that he looks decent.
you feel
Crazy.
me? I feel like we need to make that more common. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you looking slim thickish, I mean, if I'm looking slim thick, let me know. I want to know. You feel me?
You're never going to
I ain't
hear
gonna
that
tell
from
you.
us, bro. You're never going to hear that from us.
I ain't gonna tell you.
So go ahead and mark that out. You're not going to hear that. You're not
We
gonna
off
hear
that. We off that.
Yeah, we
Mel,
off that. We
Mel,
off that.
you have been I'm glad you took a vacation, bro, because your boy was getting kind of concerned for a little bit. And I'm glad that you was able to get away. I hope it was
Hey,
I hope
bro.
it was refreshing for you.
No, it was definitely refreshing. It was a good little trip, nice little getaway. Took 10 days, went out with the fam. My dad, my parents, they've been wanting to get everybody together. It's been a while since we've been able to hang out, do family stuff. So they want to take this little family vacation. So we all met down in Miami and took a little cruise. So we was gone for about 10 days, whatever. And it was just good. I know a lot of people don't like cruises. I know it's like a kind of cheap way to vacation and whatnot, but I'm not going to say I prefer them. I'm going to say that I enjoy them only because it forces you to disconnect. Like once you get in that ocean, that cell phone don't really work no more. So then you forced to just be present. You can't check your phone really unless you buy the Wi-Fi package, which I refuse to do because it was ridiculous. I don't know if y'all seen what they charge now, but it's like 6 months worth of land internet to have Wi-Fi on the
Right.
boat
Right.
For
right.
1
for
week.
like 5 days.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, hell no. So I'm going to disconnect. So I barely touched my phone while I was gone other than to like take pictures, record videos of the moments and things like that. So yeah, I was just glad to be away, man. I'm not going to say I wasn't looking forward to coming home, but it was kind of like when sleepover used to end when you was a kid. Everybody said it's time to go because you was having a good time. That's kind of how I felt, leaving my family and stuff behind. But no, I'm back in the groove. I'm back at it. So yeah, I got back last night, and we decided to jump on the pod today because it's been a minute.
Nah,
It
that's
has
what
been
it
a
is,
minute.
man.
Yeah, it has
That's
been a
what-
minute.
10 days is a
Lace,
long time.
Lace,
though.
you been moving and shaking?
Oh yeah, man. Been all, but my travel has been the grind. So work, you know what I mean, trying to stay afloat, trying to bless the people, cast your net. This is truly a ministry. So yes, that is what I've been doing. But yeah, otherwise all good, man.
It's Cat Lace, man. He be saying
A
stuff
whole
that
bunch of
don't
nothing.
mean nothing. It
He
means
do, bro.
nothing.
He said a whole lot and didn't say nothing. He said a whole lot and didn't say nothing.
I mean,
He said
I went on a 25-day cruise, so I don't have that experience. I can't speak to that.
This
Talk
So
about
I can't speak
25
to that.
Well, one of the things that we all experienced together, we actually went to a funeral together.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
we
shout
did.
out, Daddy Mo.
Big Daddy Mo. Yeah, rest in
Big
peace,
Daddy
Big Daddy Mo.
Absolutely.
Yeah, shout out to Drew. If y'all remember, he started with us on the pod when we first got on. That's our man, 100 Grand, my brother, man. So definitely prayers up to him and his family. Unfortunate situation. Glad that we were able to make it and support and show face, but definitely not the best way you want to reconnect with
Right.
somebody, I'll say,
Yeah.
after some time. But definitely rest in peace to Big Daddy Mo. Amazing brother, good fella. I'm not just saying that because that's Drew's dad, but I had the pleasure and privilege of meeting him several times, having conversations with him, him giving me words of wisdom, inviting me to their family functions, taking care of me and my kids in certain instances and things like that. So much respect to him. And yeah, like I said, just prayers up to their family, man. It was a sad sight to see.
Yeah, agreed, man. Big Daddy Mo was a quiet man, but when he did speak, you made sure that you listened because he was giving you some kind of gem that you can apply in real life. You know what I mean? So all of my encounters with him have been positive in every way, and it's a huge loss for the family. But glad we were able to show up in solidarity and show support for sure.
Yeah, my boy Drew, he preached that joint, didn't he? He was
Yes.
He
preaching.
did.
He was
He
preaching that
did.
joint. My man told the story of
He
him
did.
almost drowning. Why black people can't learn how to swim? That was
At least he was a child.
He
Right.
was a child.
At least he was a
Right.
child.
Yeah,
He
no,
was a
he
child.
and I had an offline convo with him. I'm like, hey, bro, like it's hard to impress me, and I was definitely impressed.
Impressed.
Just his composure in doing that. I mean, anybody who has lost a parent, having to eulogize them, that's major. You know what I mean? But definitely sent him home the right way, for sure. I was glad to witness it. Glad to witness it and be there for our brother in arms.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I don't know how he did it. I don't know
Yeah.
how.
For real.
I've done eulogies for non-parents, and bro, it'd be tough to hold it. It'd be sometimes I just have words. They ask the family to come up and speak, and they might have my name on the program or something like that. I say one word, and so I remember, and bro, it's a wrap from there. It's tough. So for him to actually do, he did like a whole, like he did like what 25 minute sermon.
He had a legit message. The way he formatted that joint and everything, man. And I said it to Troy. I think it was during the repass or after the repass when we was riding back, whatever. But sometimes as you're watching someone go through something, as you're watching them change, as you're watching them take a new path, sometimes you don't necessarily realize why they're on that path until it all makes sense. And seeing him standing up there eulogizing his father in that moment was kind of just like everything that he's been through, every step that he's been taking. It was kind of just like, I kind of see, why it is now. It definitely put things into perspective, allowed me to see him in a different light as well, which I told him. Definitely wowed me. Just the composure, just the process. But I say it, man, definitely allowed me to have a better time on my vacation because I was with my family and just taking those moments in with my own dad and stuff like that, because they're not far apart in age. So then that just had me reflecting like, dang. And my dad kept bringing it up the whole vacation. I'm sitting there, I'm like, we trying to have a good time. I don't want to keep, what I'm saying? He keep, like, I updated my will and stuff like that. Me and your mom ain't going to be here forever and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, this ain't, I know we want to talk about that, but while I'm on vacation trying to enjoy
ain't the time.
We in Turks, you talking to me about your will. I'm
while you was trying to enjoy mimosas.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, bro. I'm like, come on, bro. We the water's clear, the sand is white. You know what I'm saying? We having a good time. Let's talk about that when we get back home. I left all that back at home. You know what I'm saying? But man. Yeah. So I check on your people, man. Let me just say it that way. Check on your people. Check on your people. And I told Troy this probably ain't gonna be where we gonna, go talking about or whatever. But because we're on the subject, I had a hard talk with Troy in the whip when we was leaving the funeral or whatever, and had a little guilt in my system, man, because I wasn't living up to what I be telling everybody else to live up to. For one of the fewer times I
conviction. That sounds like conviction.
I'll say. I wouldn't even say conviction, Lace.
Mel, hold on.
No, I know what you're trying to do.
No, hold on, man. Lace, let this man have his moment. Let this man have his moment, Lace.
Yo, we can't do nothing serious, bro. We can't do nothing serious. We supposed to be uplifting and safe spacing, bro. We can't do nothing important, bro.
My bad. Go ahead.
This cat Lace. Conviction? Not the convictions.
Hey, I wouldn't even call it conviction, Lace. I say it felt more like guilt. I said it felt more like guilt than conviction. Not necessarily that I did anything wrong spiritually, but guilty in the sense of like, how I handle stuff sometimes. How Troy, always making fun of me, like, hey man, you might want to check on such and such because the way you left that conversation probably wasn't the best, blah blah blah. And I, me, I'd be like, man, that wrong. It is what it is, different situations like that. But I say to like check on your people, because I be doing all this talking about checking on people, checking in on each other, doing all these different things. And I'm not gonna say I let a situation that could have been avoided cloud the decisions that I usually would make and the information that I'd be giving to other people about how you're supposed to handle situations. So me and Drew had a little back and forth in the group chat one day or whatever, and it went the farther left than I think any of us expected. And because I think both of us was in our feelings about the situation, we kind of just was like, well, we too much brothers to beef about anything, but I'm gonna just let you breathe for however long you need to breathe or whatever. So we weren't really talking about nothing. So the first time that we actually talked in months was when I got the news about his dad passing. And the only reason I got the news was because his mama put it on Facebook, and then Troy saw it and then shared it with us. So that alone made me feel guilty, because I should have never heard about my man's dad passing from Facebook, but because of the situation that we was in and because of how I handled it and didn't extend that olive branch and, create that situation, it was just like, we shouldn't have never even been in this situation to begin with. Like, that should have been something that we could have, dealt with or whatever. But once I got the news, put the pride aside, I didn't even text him. I just picked up the phone and called him, and grateful, that he just picked up. It was like first ring, picked up, like nothing ever happened. We kind of just talked, whatever, and got out the way. We've been chopping it up. But I say to check on your people, bro, because there ain't nothing in this world, especially if you got real, I know what it's like to have fake people, but I know what it's like to have real people. And there's some real people, that I definitely want to, stay tapped in with. So if you got real people, if it's beef, whatever it is, man, the way the world going right now, fix that joint, bro, because you don't want your first connection to be an unfortunate situation, or you don't want time to pass and it'd be something that you could have dealt with or whatever. So that was the first time I didn't take my own advice that I'd be telling other people to do. So that's why I said I felt guilty in the whip. But I chopped it up with him as best could be for the situation. I wasn't going to have that conversation during that, particular situation, but definitely acknowledge that there was some missteps on my part or whatever. And, so we in a better space now, but I definitely say, like, hey, clean that joint up, yo.
Yeah.
Hey, clap that up, man. That's good stuff, yo. That's good stuff. That's good. That's called growth, brother. I appreciate the growth and your acknowledgement of that. But speaking of conviction, I tell you who should have felt convicted. Troy should have felt convicted the way he showed up. Troy should have felt convicted, bro.
I knew he was about to say that, bro.
He should have felt convicted.
I knew he was too.
And the crazy thing is, Troy don't know this, but I text Melvin on the way. I said, "Hey, Mel, is Troy straight?"
Make sure Troy don't look ridiculous.
I'm gonna tell you, no, hold on. This is what Mel told me. Mel didn't say, "Make sure Troy." He said, "Lay said, make sure we straight for the joint." Melvin, you protected me just now. I just realized that. I appreciate that.
Hey, I protected you, bro, because I
texted Mel. I said, "Hey, yo, make sure Troy don't show up looking crazy, bro. Like, on some serious."
And I did not look crazy.
Lo and behold, crazy showed up.
I did not.
To the listeners, me and Mel at the function, suited and booted. Shirt, jacket, all of that. Troy looked like a 1995 club bouncer. And
promoter. He wore black. He had the black slacks, had the black shirt tucked in, but he still had them 3 buttons up top unbuttoned.
And that damn
gold chain, braids, beard.
Gold chains, yes, all of that. And
So-
I'm gonna take no.
I'm gonna finish my story.
97 degrees outside.
Bruh,
I'm
nah.
not about to be suited and booted for that funeral, bro.
Yo,
Bruh, you should have been suited and booted. And I almost lost it when they asked for all clergy to stand up. Troy stood up. I hit Melvin on the leg. I said, "Look at this ridiculous. This nigga stands up."
I'm clergy. I am clergy.
I said, when did Troy become official clergy?
Yeah, bro.
Talking about he took a 10-hour class at ECPI and got a certificate. Man, if you don't get out of here.
Hey, yo. Hey.
Yo,
we
frying tonight, yo.
Lace,
what you got in that cup, Lace? Water or tequila?
It's my cut water. It's my cut water.
We even now, Lace. Slim thick for
Even
minister
for what?
training. No, we even now. Because
said this is utterly ridiculous, yo. One of these ushers need to come in.
Come get him, bro.
nah, bro, I was not fitting. I was not fitting to be up in that joint hot. I get hot really easy. I would have sweated crazy if I was. Y'all was at the daggone burial site. Lace was at the burial site. Hey man, hey, hurry up and take this picture because I gotta get up out of here, bro.
That's how Lace do.
He was dying at the. Why would you? You're sitting up there dying at the funeral.
This Lace.
Suffering.
Nah, make it even worse. Make it even worse, Doc. We out there at the burial site. Everyone trying to get a last respects. Man can't even bury his dad without Lace being like, hey, bro, I know you're trying to take care of your dad right now, but can I borrow that preacher towel so I can get this sweat off my forehead real quick? I said, man, this Lace, bro. Lace. I'm like, yo, Lace don't.
See, the way you paint that picture just ain't right.
I'm like,
That
bro,
ain't-
come on, bro. I'm like, come on, bro.
That ain't right, bro.
on,
That's
bro.
not right at all. That's
Like,
not right at all.
Lace got to do better, bro.
And officially, just to let everybody know, I did not take a 10-hour class in order to become.
Man, we know you done gave enough. You done gave enough sermons on this joint for people to know that you clergy.
I didn't went through a full minister in training program.
Minister in training program.
Yes.
MIT program at ECPI does not count to make you full
You
clergy.
about to die. Lace is a jerk, bro.
A straight up jerk.
Lace a
A
jerk.
straight
bro.
up jerk.
I'm clergy too. Then I'm clergy too.
No,
clergy
you
too.
no,
I'm
you ain't
too.
clergy. You're not clergy.
Lace is a jerk, bro.
And I verified through the church that my minister license still stands, and they was like, yeah, your joint still stands. All right, bet I'm still clergy.
Ridiculous.
Man, what I missed while I was gone, bro. I was gone for 10 days.
You ain't missed too much, man. I just been maxing and relaxing. I just finished my class for the summertime, and with that, I tried to utilize the last week just to chill because school's about to come back twice. I'm going back to school, and my students are coming back to school that I advise. And so one of the things that I just found out that it's really hard for me to do, bro, is to rest is probably one of the hardest things to do because you always going and going and going and going and going. But the moment that you actually have the choice to do nothing, it is mind-boggling and it is torturous because I didn't know what to do with myself. And so I ended up having to force myself, hey, I'm gonna watch these movies. Like I watched some of the movies that I've been meaning to catching up on some of my TV shows, and I actually had to like put my phone to the side too, because that's an easy distraction and it doesn't actually help with resting. So yeah, man, that's what I've been trying to do since you've been gone. To be honest with you.
Hey, I realized we didn't even do our intro, man. We got a bunch of new listeners while I was gone. I seen a bunch of messages, people talking about their new followers, new listeners, tapping in with us. So first of all, it's your boy Melly Mel, aka Melly Badass, aka Meat Mel, aka your favorite truth teller, aka if you don't want to know, don't ask me what's happening.
It's your boy T-Dye Roy, your neighborhood hope dealer. If you need some hope, I got something you could borrow. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow.
What it do though? It's your boy Dr. Life Coach Lace, aka NBA Old Boy, aka I'm him, aka Mr. Big Shot, aka the Menace No Relation to Dennis, aka the biggest. Let's go.
He adding stuff.
He adding stuff.
Yo.
One time he was the Big Shot. Next thing you know, he's the Big Show. I don't know what he's gonna be next. I don't know who he's gonna be next.
Troy, you really do look like you in a jail cell, bro.
I'm not gonna let y'all.
Yo, you look like, bro.
I'm not gonna let y'all's disrespect hinder me and hinder my joy. It's not gonna hinder my joy.
Yo, you look like you telling about to be home soon, bro.
I am. I took my picture down. I took my picture down. That's why I look like that. But it's all good. Y'all can joan. It's all good. Get your jokes
what
off.
we gonna do next time though?
Get your jokes
Mel,
off.
Just so we can have this in our joint. We're gonna have it set up so he uses his cell phone.
Yeah, I was gonna do that, but I thought that'd be too tech savvy for Lace because I was gonna tell him that he could do that to begin with.
Oh,
but then I knew he need a stand and an adapter and all this other type of stuff. So I just like this nigga. Never mind.
So while we have been gone collectively, a lot of things have been going on. And honestly, guys, we're a little bit behind on some of the topics and stuff like that. So we're not going to necessarily touch on the topics per se, but more so talk about like the information around, like the principle of the matter. And one of the things that has happened since we've last recorded has been that Shannon Sharpe has gotten released from Sports Center. Cut ties. I bet you Disney came up in that joint and was like, "Hey, see you later, bro." Because and we all think that it's due. It's pretty much happened all after the course of things have taken place with him and the settlement with the OnlyFans girl and stuff like that. Some of the commentary that we have seen on the TV has or seen period has been that Monique, Cat Williams, and I forgot who else. Somebody else were all prophets sent to Shannon Sharpe saying, "Hey, bro, let them OnlyFans girls go." But he didn't, and we're currently doing what he does now, and that is recording online with people. But I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I'm really sad that it happened to my boy, and this just happens. It just falls in the line of issues with men who fall victim to their own, for lack of better words, their own lust. Mm-hmm. And I hate to see it. Oftentimes I understand. We as men, we have sex drive, we have preferences, we have things of that nature, but sometimes we need to take a step back and just look at our own personal lives and say, hey, but what is actually going to work for your boy? Because the stuff that I'm trying to go after ain't necessarily helping.
So first of all, yes, bunch of prophets, but they won't tell them to leave OnlyFans girls alone. They would tell them to leave young girls alone. Specifically, saying that he was too old to be messing with all these young girls and stuff like that. And despite the many warnings, we obviously see what happened in that situation. But I touched on this a little while ago, and I said that Shannon Sharpe is a perfect example of what a man looks like when he doesn't know how to get out the game. And there's no reason for somebody that is 60 years old to be in any type of shenanigan, charade, situation, public situation, with someone that's 19 years old, a 19-year-old white girl at that point. There's no reason. You have no
white
business.
Women.
So that's even the other part that makes it crazy. It's like, you can't do that, bro. Come on now. You can't do that. You can't be accused of essaying young white women and keep your job at Disney, bro. Keep your job in general. So
this ain't gonna happen.
Protect the bag, bro.
Yeah, it just ain't gonna happen.
Protect the bag.
Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Now, a lot of people. I've heard this commentary before. I'm not sure, and tell me if y'all have heard this. So when situations like this have happened, like even with Jonathan Majors and other black men who have been with white women, and it all comes to shambles and stuff like that, the response is you should have had a black girl. Mm-hmm. But I've also heard, in the sense when they said that, is the black woman can't always be the savior for the black man in these type of situations. Sometimes the man just got to fall on his sword. Mm-hmm. And so it comes back to say, it's not really the matter of the person that you're with, it's more so how you're carrying yourself in that situation. Mm-hmm. Because basically what it kind of lends to is that you could still be the same person you are in the shenanigans that go on with a black woman, and she's just going to accept it, and that's not necessarily the better situation, because in the end, the black woman, she won't be believed anyway, unlike how white women are believed in these situations, and so it ends up being a lose-lose for everybody.
Well, I definitely think that there's layers to that statement about just why you should have had a black woman, blah blah blah. We know that there's always this undertone of how black women feel about black men who prefer white women over black women. That's one layer of it. So that's part of what that statement is. But the other layer is almost as to say, like, this wouldn't have happened to you if you wasn't messing with white women. If you just messed with a black woman, this wouldn't be happening to you. And I'm just going to say that foolishness knows no color.
Foolishness is
foolishness knows no color. Like the same thing that he went through with this young lady could have easily happened to him with a black woman, a Latin woman, Asian woman, anyone who is looking to come up off of someone rich or is an opportunist, that knows no color, no bounds. So to just say like, oh, this happened to him because he was messing with. I've seen plenty of young black women, plenty of old black women, Latin women, anyone who's looking to come up off of someone else's success for nothing has put people in these situations, and the world today just makes it easy. A couple text messages, a couple pictures, a couple hearsay, he say, she say type situations, and just the accusation alone is enough to kind of ruin anybody's situation if you have enough going on. So I think that in itself is just a dangerous situation to be in general. So I'm not just going to say like, oh, well, if he wasn't messing with a white woman, this wouldn't happen to him, blah, blah, blah. It could happen to with anybody. And you just got to, we talk about this all the time, bro. The type of women that you pick is important, especially when you have, more to lose. And again, that's what I'm saying. Anybody that's up 60 million, OnlyFans girls shouldn't even be in your conversation. Like,
not in the conversation,
it shouldn't
bro,
even
at
be,
all.
But
you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't even be part of your daily activity, bro.
What do you think it is at the core, though? Is it the rush behind it? Is it the I want to know if I still got it? Like, what at the core is it? Or it could just be perversion and lust. I don't know. But what are you all's thoughts around?
Nigga, you just a freaky old nigga.
No, well, yes, freaky, and I do believe though, Lace, and unfortunately I've seen it too many times. It's people trying to see if they still got it. They trying to see if they can still pull, something even at an old age. Because unfortunately, although we age physically, mentally, we still that same kid trying to be, 20 and 30 and stuff like that.
Well, first of all, what I think is crazy is the fact that, she was even. I know I can assume why she was rocking with him. But for a 60-year-old with two new hips to bag something that's 19 is crazy.
But he's not even bagging it because you paying for it. So you're not even bagging it. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're really trying to see if you got it, you're gonna get it from the muscle. If you paying for it, you don't got it. So you talking about you trying to see if you got it, how you got it, and you paying for it.
Well, you
and
got
if you
it.
paying for it, you could have been paying for
get it.
You know what I'm saying? If you paying for it, you could have been paying for anybody else. That I just like Shannon Sharpe has a plethora of women of all age ranges that he could have, talked to or been in bed with or anything like that. It did not have to be a 19-year-old, OnlyFans model or whatever it is. I just think that's is utterly ridiculous. But it's crazy because, and I got to give him the same push that I give the older women who be trying to prey on the young athletes. You have no business, being over here. Once you get to a certain level, nigga, you've lived what four decades more than she has, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? You're not far removed from civil rights as she's
golly.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like yeah, bro. Shannon got to tighten up, man. I don't know if he's gonna learn his lesson. Maybe he'll just try to get more discreet with who he's messing with. But whatever is in you, bro. Just like Jamie Foxx, everyone clowns him for liking the milk, and he keep coming out saying, he done with white women. He like black women, blah blah blah. And I just seen him as soon as I got back off the flight. I get on Instagram, first thing I see is him in the car with 6 white girls in the joint. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, if that's what you like, bro, that's what you like. Do your thing, bro. You know what I'm saying? But just pick better, bro. Just do better. That's all around, especially if you got something to lose. But if you old, I'm not gonna say you old. You should be trying to see if you still got it. But if you 60 years old, you're very successful, you got millions of dollars, and you still feel like you need to see if you still got it.
Yeah.
Something else got to be wrong with you, bro. At 60 years old, something else got to be wrong with you.
Is it a possibility too that because when dudes be tricking, is it a possibility that they are tricking because commitment requires for them to address certain things in their lives? And so you trick, you be paying for it because there's nothing that makes you to grow up. There's nothing that makes you to be mature. There's nothing that makes you be committed. There's a word I'm looking for. I can't really
challenge. Probably is the word.
Challenge is a good one.
Accountable.
Yeah. No accountability when you tricking, bro. Is if you got it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? But to actually keep somebody and to be in a solidified relationship, you actually have to address certain things in your life. Is that a possibility?
Absolutely. I think two things can be true. But at the end of the day, there is that inner view that we all have to do. You know what I mean? Is this aligned with what I want to? How can this impact my legacy? How can this impact me adversely? But in the moment, most people aren't thinking about that. It's the immediate pleasure. It is the the fleeting fulfillment. It's almost like a drug. I got to go back and get more, get that next high. You know what I mean? So I can't speak to his situation specifically, but that is what I think a lot of men struggle with, because it's almost, I need more, not understanding that I should be content with what I have.
I'm just saying, reason why I bring that up is because I see people like Shannon, and I'm only talking about these people because it's publicly known that this is how they roll. Mm-hmm. I see people like Shannon, I see people like Nick, I see people like Cam Newton. Like these three dudes talking about, I'm gonna have this. They're seeking the new relationship. I think Nick has slowed down a little bit. I'm really sure. I'm not really too sure, but I'm looking at some of the actions that they do, that they have done, and it just seems like if I can move to the next one, then I don't have to go deeper. I could just have a shallow type of relationship, and I actually don't have to go deeper and actually expose myself. I've challenged myself to grow, and address certain issues in my life. If I could just move on to the next one and have another kid or be in another relationship.
I definitely feel like it's a run from the grind. Most of the men that have said that, whether they're extremely rich or not rich, they all kind of have the same talking points, and most of it is rooted in fear of failure, fear of being left, fear of their resources being taken, fear of the relationship not working out, all different type of stuff. So rather than, face the fear, make the change, put in the work, do what may come with, the relationship, like you said, be accountable, challenge yourself, whatever, they feel like it's just easier to be as they are, put it off, not get married, not get into the relationship, kind of so that not so that they can move and shake, but that's how they present it. I just want to be able to be free and do it, but it's really just like, well, I don't want her to leave me. I don't want to try and fail. I don't want this to not work out. I don't want to be public and be a figure and then it don't work and then I got to lose in public. What I'm saying as well. So I think a lot of men in that situation, or who use those talking points, are really just afraid of losing, afraid of failing at the relationship, afraid of feeling like they can't be the type of man they need to be in that relationship, afraid that they can't show up the way that they need to show up for the relationship, and don't want to for whatever many, reasons, whether it's what they've seen from other people, whether the could be what they saw from their parents or something like that. But most of it, what I'm saying is rooted in fear, despite all the evidence that points to men, especially black men, having a better quality of life if they are married or they do practice long-term commitment or, things like that. Like on average, black men are better. I'm not going to say better, but they will see more long-term success by being married. Financially, physically, we live longer. When we're in marriages, we feel like we have more sense of value. We make better decisions. We're less likely to go to prison. We're less likely to do hardcore drugs. I'm not gonna count weed as a drug, a hardcore drug and nothing like that. But
from the earth,
yeah, you know what I'm saying. Just there's a lot of benefits. Married men are oftentimes a lot wealthier than single men because they have a partner and someone that they're growing wealth with, and different things of that nature. So there's plenty of benefits to being married, being in a long-term committed relationship. But I just think men use, I want to be free, I want to move and shake, I don't trust these hoes, blah, 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 as the cover up for the fear that they have about being in that committed relationship. Because it's safer and ain't nobody gonna push back on it because it sound cool.
So what are your thoughts about, okay, so we talked about Shannon and them, right? So I want to give a shout out to Deion Sanders. He's recovering, he's doing well. Bro, they made a bladder for him. That's crazy. Yeah. You got some money when they make a bladder.
I thought he said he didn't have a, because I've been on the boat. I just saw what happened before I left.
I thought I heard they made a bladder for him. Hold on one second.
I know before I left, he did a press conference basically saying he don't have a bladder anymore. So he having to wear Depends and make adjustments to life and different things like that. He obviously tried to do it in a comical way, but it was definitely a serious situation. But definitely glad Prime is healthy. Definitely glad Prime is healthy and things like that. So
All right, so this is what I'm reading right now. Yes, Deion Sanders, the former NFL cornerback and current head coach of University of Colorado, was diagnosed with bladder cancer in 2023. He underwent surgery, removed his bladder, and is currently in remission. The surgery involved removing the bladder and creating a new one from a portion of his intestines.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I mean, with all the medical advances, I can see how that's something that's real spill.
Bro, I thought bladder cells do what bladder cells do. I didn't think intestine cells can do what bladder cells do.
hey,
You
bro,
never know these days. You
I'm
might
telling
go.
you.
You might go in to get a root canal, leave with a baboon heart. So who knows? Who knows, bro?
So shout out to Deion on the recovery.
When you said they
piece.
made him a bladder, I thought you were saying like 3D printed one or something like that. The way that you described it, like they just made one and stuck it in there.
Nah, it says it was made from his intestines. I would love to know how that happened. But in the midst of that, we were celebrating him. He showed video of him being in the hospital, and in one of the videos, it showed who was one of his supporters, helping him through his recovery, and it was Carucci.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think when everybody saw it, was like, I know who that is, because we've seen her a lot, and I've always been curious of this, and no, it's no disrespect to her or nothing like that, but I'm just curious. I've noticed that in the industry, there are a lot of men who are rotating the same girl, or maybe it's the same girls rotating the same men. I don't know. But I'm just curious because this is kind of similar to Shannon in the sense that it's an old dude with a young lady, and it's like what really much can they offer you at this age? You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to hear y'all's thoughts on like the rotation of the same people in relationships in the industry. Is the pool just that small? Is there not anyone else to consider? Or, I mean, choose to love who you want to love. But I'm just really curious as to like y'all's thoughts on that.
I'm gonna say two things. I'll try to think about how I was gonna go with it. I'm gonna say two things. First, when I saw Carucci in the hospital, I first thought, dang, she doing a lot for Shador by being at his dad's surgery. That's the first thing I thought. I'm like, dang, Shador girl all up at the hospital with Prime and stuff like that. Then I realized that she was there for Prime. I said, all right, bro, I see what you got going on. First, second, how old is Carucci? Look it up for me.
All right, hold on.
She got to be. In her
She got to be
30s.
over 30. She's over 30, right?
Yeah, she got to be in her 30s.
Yeah, got to be over 30.
Mid to late. I'm gonna take mid to late 30s.
37.
37. See, that's different. So I like we talked about, age becomes less relevant as someone gets older. Mm-hmm. It's a big difference between, and Prime got to be 60. He probably up there with Sharpe, so it got to be 60 years old. A woman who's almost 40 mess with someone who's 60 years old is completely different than someone 60 years old messing with someone who's 19 years old. When you that close to 40, you have lived enough life to be able to make a conscious decision about who you want to be, in relationship with, and decide what type of stuff you want to get from that relationship. And being close to 40 years old, messing with someone that's 60 years old is vastly different than some of those other age gaps. You know what I'm saying, that we talk about. This is a more mature woman with a better understanding. She's been in the industry for a long time, not just as Chris Brown's ex-girlfriend or whatever, but she's an actress, she's a model, she's a whole bunch of other things. So she's also been in Hollywood, she's been in those spaces. And, so when you consider all those things, the situation at hand is definitely different in terms of like the age gap and experience level and things like that. But I will say that I think, number one, no, the pool is not that small for dating, especially if you're a man with status and things like that. The pool is plenty open. I think for a lot of those guys, like we talked about, it's kind of more like playing it safe by messing with someone who's you've seen with other.
Who's familiar with
Yeah,
the
like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
She know the
with the
system,
layout.
she know the game, you know what I'm saying? She know how to be in the public eye. She ain't gonna make you look crazy. She kind of know how things go. You know that she can handle your level of exposure, you know what I'm saying, how you are in the community and different things like that because you watched her do it, you know what I'm saying, with other people. So I think that aspect I think is a lot more attractive for a lot of other guys than just, you know, circulating the same women. It's almost like protection in a sense, because this broad just DM me on Instagram. I don't know what her, you know what I'm saying, situation like, but this other young lady that I've watched, you know, from a distance do all these other things, I kind of feel a little bit safer about that. She got a little bit of her own money. She's attractive, you know, a couple laughs, butt naked sex, whatever Prime got going on, but it's definitely
Mel gonna find a way to put that butt naked
Oh
sex
yeah,
up
he
in
gonna
Hey,
get
there
that
bro.
in there.
Come on now. But no, I definitely think it's a big difference depending on how old someone is when they're making those decisions. But I definitely I think it's just the industry of it, just the safety net of like, all right, I know how she is. But then some of them, they probably was eyeing her while she was with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And wanted it but couldn't get to it. And now that she's single, it's like, hey, well, let me take a shot. It's my turn now. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah,
I see
yeah.
the you know, because if I see Ari Fletcher with one more famous nigga, then I'm gonna have to you know what I'm saying?
Who you say?
Never mind, Dot. You don't know who I'm talking about. But it's a handful of
Why can't I know who you
like
talking
you know,
about?
so we talk about all the time Drea, one of them, Brittany Renner, one of them. You know, obviously
Y'all see
Carucci's
what
definitely.
you see with Brittany Renner? She went back on them people's religion. Y'all see
Yeah,
that?
come on. We knew she was playing when she put the thing on
Come
there.
on, man. Come on, man.
I know I feel bad for anybody that took her serious.
I think she took herself serious.
No, she
And
didn't.
I genuinely do believe she took herself serious. And what happened is a man let her down, and so she let go of all that stuff. And I think that goes to show, bro. Like, and when you in a relationship that you want to be in,
Here come
you're
Dot.
willing to
Here come
hold
Dot.
on, hold on. Let me just say this real quick. When you're in a relationship that you're willing to be in, you are willing to assimilate with the relationship in order to make it work.
But that's not
In order
good.
to make it
That's not always good.
It's not always good. Oh yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. But what I'm saying is, in her situation, she assimilated, and I think if Kevin Gates would have did right by her, which she jumped into a bad situation anyway. The man's already married, and they talking about doing I think he was taking on another wife or something like that. I don't know exactly what that situation was, but the situation was jacked up. But I know in the Islamic faith, it is practice. Multiple wives is practice.
Mm-hmm.
But she was down. She was down, and but they got ruined because I don't think he acted right. I don't think he acted right.
Well, there are a lot of rules. There are a lot of rules and regulations to that. What y'all?
He's laughing at me because I'm being wholesome on this joint. You know what? I haven't been wholesome really a lot, and since the last time we've actually been like online.
But no, like,
but I'm sorry,
as I know a lot of individuals who practice that Muslim faith, there are a lot of rules and regulations into how they may take on an extra partner, et cetera, and expectation, all that kind of thing. So from an outside view looking in, we obviously come with our own lens of bias, assumption, et cetera, around it. But it's actually more work than that. Because I actually had a brother tell me, like, this is what it looks like, this is what the expectation is, this is how it flows and how it's supposed to go, et cetera. He actually gave up all his extra because he was like, it was too much work.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he gave up all his extra because he was like, it was just way too much work and level of responsibility, splitting time, and all those kinds of things. So I think, granted, Gates could have messed up. We don't know. But I do believe that it may be for the best in the long run.
All right, Mel, go ahead and say whatever you going to say.
I didn't take her seriously. I don't think anyone should have taken her seriously. I don't think she took herself seriously. And yeah, I'm not going. It's I don't want to say it like this because it doesn't sound right. But I don't think that anyone should be practicing a religion just for the sake of another person.
Agreed. Agreed.
Like your religion, your spirituality, all
That's
that
real
is supposed
talk.
to be personal. Whether you're a Christian, whether you're Muslim, whatever it is, that's supposed to be a personal decision that you make, and not some. And I'm gonna call it a costume because I've heard other women say the same thing, as Brittany Renner. Even some guys. I don't know many guys who have done it. So I'm sure there are somewhere. Before someone says, well, "What about the men who do blah blah blah?" I don't know too many men who do things like that, but I do know a lot of women who will assimilate to an entire lifestyle because someone may have access or resources or something like that, and they want to be in good grace with that type of situation. But to take on a whole nother religion in an unserious manner,
it ain't it.
just to be in a relationship with somebody is crazy. Like if you're legitimately converting, for the sake of a relationship, because I've obviously seen converts, and they're practicing fully about, whatever it is, and they take it on. That's a totally different situation than someone who just, I'm testing this out to see if this relationship work out, and if it don't go my way,
I'm out.
I'm gonna be back to doing what
I'm
I'm
gonna take. I'm gonna take my head job off.
Yeah. If you, oh, you didn't come home on time,
right? You know what I mean?
Oh, you didn't buy them that necklace I thought you was gonna get.
And it's crazy too, though, because I mean, if anybody's watched 90 Day Fiance at any point of the show, they be doing the same thing. They be talking to somebody for 8 years.
Oh yeah,
and then be like, "Well, I don't want to convert or whatever." Like it's so
you've been through that.
It's mind boggling, but it also it goes to where we think a lot of ways how we can change other people, and that we have a certain sense of power over them to make true. But as the Bible states, the heart is wicked. You can never really know it. So being able to understand, like, they are people and human beings who make piss poor decisions for multiple reasons as well is very important.
Yeah, I agree with you.
And I learned that at ECPI class number 1. Certification class number 1.
Lace clergy now, Doc.
Hey, I'm in there.
I've called Lace on several accounts deacon. He was like, "Nah, that ain't me." Now he won't be clergy because I said I was clergy.
No,
because I said I was clergy. Now he want to be clergy.
Because when people call you deacon, it's a joke. But when people call you pastor, it don't be like that.
No, pastor is more of a joke.
People don't treat deacons properly. People think deacons are secondhand church members that's just meant to be doing what people ask them to do. People don't respect deacons, bro. Anybody who grew up in church know that people do not respect deacons.
Real rap.
And that's why they so quick to give you the title deacon when you do something, because they making fun of you when they say deacon.
I did.
And we got to do better. Deacons need better branding. They need
they really
deacons need a new rollout, bro.
Because biblically, deacons have a lot of power.
True.
And have they're supposed to have the ability to teach. They're supposed to have the ability to lead. They're supposed to have the ability to support the people in the congregation and things of that nature. So deacons don't get the proper respect.
And you know why they don't? Because we be making people deacons that don't got no business.
And there you have it. They are not.
That is the problem. And that's why deacons need a new rollout.
That is why it's a joke. That's around first and second Corinthians, ain't it, Troy? When Paul's letter to the church. Talking about deacons.
No, don't do that. No. Don't try to. No.
We just black church just be making anybody deacons, bro. We just
Troy don't want to give me my props, yo.
I'm not gonna give you a prop.
It's based on how many men is at the church. Depending on how many men is at the church is gonna determine who the deacon is.
Troy, am I not right?
No, you're not right, because 1st and 2nd Corinthians was Paul rebuking Corinth. The Corinth church.
I understand that, but he also talked about the qualification of preachers, deacons, etc.
That was 1 Timothy
and 2 Timothy,
and
yes, and 2 Timothy. No. But it led into it from 1 and 2 Corinthians. Now,
first of all, 1 and 2 Corinthians, 1 and 2 Corinthians, and Timothy and Titus, they are distance apart.
I understand
because
that
Paul was in jail when he wrote them joints.
I know that. I read the Bible. I know that.
The deacon saying S word.
No, I read the Bible. Deacon Lace.
But anyway.
Hey, yo, this is a true story. I'm not going to tell you what church it is, but I'm going to tell you I was at a church, and we was at Bible study, and we started talking about communion and talking about the consecration of the grape juice and the wafers that we use now, which is supposed to be representation of the body and the blood of Jesus Christ, right?
Right.
So we got on the subject of basically when that's been consecrated, you're not supposed to, unless you're baptized, you're not supposed to do nothing with it at all, right? So then people started asking questions. Well, what do we do with the communion stuff after it's been consecrated if we don't use it all?
Oh, that's a good question.
Terrible question.
No, it's a good question.
Pastor says, I'm not sure. The deacons usually handle that. I'm not sure what we do with it. So then they look at the deacons and they go, well, what do y'all do with it after it's been consecrated if we don't use it all? They say, well, we usually take it back there and give it to the kids for snacks.
I mean,
and this is why
deacons
need a new rollout, and this is why people don't come to church. Because
we went from Karuchi to why don't go to church.
I'm telling you, this is the Balanced Podcast. If you're not subscribe, like, if you haven't, we talk about everything here. This is a safe space. Hey, bro, but that was wild. I don't know how we got on this. This was y'all arguing about biblical principles and stuff like that.
I was just telling him where to find it in the book, and he tried to condemn me, which I know is in the book.
I was not
talking about, first of all, the Church of Corinth. Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna tell you another story. I went to another church. I'm not gonna say the church, but it was Communion Sunday, and you know, black people are real strong about communion. We believe you're not supposed to take communion if you're not at your home church. We got all type of stuff that ain't biblical that we just be telling each other.
Yeah,
right.
So we at this church, it was Communion Sunday. I hadn't done communion in a while, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do my communion, and and whatever. So we do single file. Everybody got lined up. So I'm visiting this church. As we get closer to the front, I'm used to seeing the little couplets with the wafer sitting on top that you got to peel for 3 minutes to get to the juice, whatever, shake it up because the sugar's sitting at the bottom. So when we get around to the front, bro, I don't see no gold trays. I don't see no silver tray. I don't see no white gloves and nothing. It's literally people standing at the front with loaves of bread, and people was walking by snatching a piece of the bread and dipping it into the wine. Once I started walking around there, they stuck that bread out to me. I said, I'm all right. I walk right past. I said, I ain't gonna be saved today because I'm not about to snatch that bread. I'm not taking raw bread from nobody's loose hands, bro. I don't care if we at church or not, bro. I'm not about to snatch a piece of bread from some butt naked hands at church and dip it into whatever they was dipping it into. I don't know if it was juice or wine or what. I said, no, that's all right.
Yeah,
I said, I ain't gonna do none of that.
I've been in a couple situations like that one before, so I understand the sentiment of the reason why you decided not to do that. Hey, but listen, before we get up out of here, there has been a request from some of our patrons who come on who watch the show on a regular basis, and they said that we need to have some more interaction with Lace, and he has to tell some more of these stories that he has in regards to Lace. Tell him about it.
So essentially, we kicking off a new engagement called "What Would You Do with Dr. Life Coach Lace?" So for whatever reason, people like to tell me their business. I don't know why. I don't go out and speak it. I don't know why.
I don't know why either. Because he get on here and start telling it. I don't know why either.
Again, I'm just trying to spread the good news. So for tonight's iteration of What Would You Do with Dr. Life Coach Lace, what would you do if you've been kicking it with somebody for 8+ years and out the blue, they send you a text message and say, this situation is no longer serving me, and they just drop you cold turkey? What would you do in that situation?
All right, so when you say kicking it,
y'all together 8+,
like in a relationship
8+.
For 8 years we've been in a relationship.
Yes.
And I'm assuming this young lady woke up one day and told this that this relationship is no longer serving me and bounced.
I'm out of here. It's nothing.
Because that sounds like a womanly thing to do.
I was about to. Hold on.
That is clearly a woman who did that.
We need to clarify.
No, a woman did that.
Was it the dude who sent the text? Or was
I'm telling
woman?
you, it's a woman who did it. Lace, tell me the truth. It was a woman.
Is correct. It's the latter.
That is the most womanly thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Men don't even talk like that. This is no longer serving me. I'm out of here. We don't even talk like that. If we want to break up with somebody that bad and we don't want to feel like the bad guy, we'll just be terrible for however long we need to be terrible until they break up with us.
Lace, let me go ahead and jump out the window real quick. I want to go ahead and say that I'm pretty sure that there were signs that this was coming to an end eventually, and I don't think it was necessarily picked up on by all parties, but I can say that it was going that way for a while. 8 years with someone and not married or not moved beyond where you are right now in your relationship. I mean, to send somebody a text, I can only imagine too, they're probably not living together either.
Correct.
Because you would be living. I mean,
it was long distance. So I will put that out there. It was long distance.
Okay, so also
a long distance 8-year relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. I'm pretty sure that was going. If you're not making a commitment to be closer to one another, then yeah, I can see that coming. So if I received that text, to be quite honest with you, I would completely understand. I've been told that before. Now it wasn't 8 years. It wasn't 8 years, but it was a solid 2-3 months. It was a good solid 2-3 months. Good solid 2-3 months. And it was like, hey, this ain't working. And we just I was stunned, bro. I was like, I thought it kind of was working a little bit. Evidently it wasn't. And so, hey, it was at that moment I learned, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Which that holds some truth.
Well, at least you only wasted 3 months.
Right. Well, I'm saying that definitely holds some truth. But you would think too, with that level of engagement, commitment, however you want to call it, there would be at least a respect factor or principle factor that I'm not going to send a message stating this rather than having an adult conversation to walk through it and end amicably if that was the case. But that's just my 2 cents.
So all 8 years was long distance,
to my knowledge. I mean, again, this is to my knowledge.
And then what made the person feel like it was no longer serving them, that they just decided, I'm done with this cold turkey?
Well, there was some things as far as Troy mentioned, as far as the distance, needs, desires being met or whatnot, etc., which is all well and good. But then, so the response was, the homie was just like, okay, I wish you well, etc. And the response from that was, well, why didn't you fight for me? So what we're trying to wrap our heads around is, how can it not serve you, but yet now?
But you want somebody. See, that's that. See what I'm talking about?
That's low key manipulation, bro.
See what I'm talking about?
That's low key manipulation.
There's high key manipulation. There ain't low key, but it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to feel like, why do women want somebody to be begging to be with them? Why you want me to be begging to be with you? What makes you beg worthy? Why are you beg worthy if I need to be doing it? If we live in the U.S. and I've been dating you for 8 years and we ain't made no plans to relocate to be together. For 8 years, I done kept you at a distance, but you think I'm supposed to be begging to be with you. If I really wanted to be with you, wouldn't we have at some point in the 8 years decided, let's give this a try? Somebody relocate, I'll move down there, you move up here. In the age of remote work, you can't tell me that there was no way for them to try to,
again,
you know what I'm saying? Get that, you know what I'm saying? Hell, my little brother made it on Never Ever Met, so he only knew that bra for 3 months.
Speaking of Bobby Cinco, we got to get him on here because I got questions, bro. I got questions, and I'm going to fry him up too, just like I did Troy earlier. I'm going to fry Bobby Cinco up.
But I also, too, want to add, okay, so she wanted him to fight for her but if it wasn't serving her, so what could he have done to fight if it's not serving?
The world will never
Ask
know
questions.
at this point. The world will never know. But again, are we looking at it from a principle lens, or are we looking at it from the human emotional state, making an emotional statement and then wanting someone to respond differently based upon said statement? So that is really what it boils down to for me. The circumstance or the nuance of I can't answer that.
So I definitely want to say, and I don't even know how I missed addressing this. To end a 8-year relationship over a text is very cowardly. I don't care, male or woman. That is very cowardly. If I put in 8 years to this relationship and long distance, so more than likely, I didn't pay for a couple flights either get to you or you to get to me. You can at least give me the decency to give me a FaceTime or something. You at the minimum a FaceTime to say, hey, this ain't gonna serve. Lay out the reasons why you don't think it's gonna serve. Because you can't be mad if you just text me that and I'll just be like, all right, and I just keep on moving. You didn't give me the common decency to break up face to face or in some capacity like a more intimate setting. And so therefore you don't necessarily deserve to get a response in a sense that is more desperate or anything like that. So yeah.
And anyone who's using words like this relationship is no longer serving me is undeserving of love anyway.
Golly, man.
This relationship, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I tried to be nice. I tried to do the whole "what would you do" wholesome thing, but I'm getting tired of this, bro. Cause anyone who's using language like serving me, blah blah blah, this relationship is not meant to serve you. A relationship is meant to be a reciprocal situation where you're serving someone, that person is serving you. You're supposed to be doing something for them, they're supposed to be doing something for you. This is supposed to be a balanced situation. You are not supposed to be in relationships to feel like you have some butler or a genie at every beck and call and request that you can make to help make your life easier, and you're not doing nothing to output towards the person that you're trying to be in relationship with. The fact that you're using words like serving lets me know that you're sitting back waiting for them to do all the work, and you have no intention on meeting them halfway, or maybe even 20%. Maybe you gave a little bit and you're gonna feel like you gave a lot, but it was really the maximum of what you was willing to give, because women do that too. They make it seem like they gave a lot, but they only gave what they were willing to give, and they want you to just accept that situation. So using words like serving me, this relationship is no longer benefiting me, is enough to let me know that okay was the right response to whatever it is that you said. Secondly, the nigga probably was tired of you anyway. To just say okay and be, he was come on, that's a very controversial statement. He was tired of you. He didn't want to be with you no way. He was waiting for you to say it, and you finally said it, and he was like, cool, bet, now I don't have to worry about this no more, because he knew you was probably getting on his nerves.
Well,
you was probably getting on his nerves.
Thank you all for indulging in another iteration of What Would You Do with Dr. Life Coach Lace. More to come.
What did you say, Lace? What did you say?
I just said I would present it to the brotherhood and we would have a conversation about it. That's it.
Well, if it's a close personal friend of yours, tell him I'm not sorry for what I just said, because I don't want to. I don't want to start pandering on this joint.
I would say this though to your boy. I would say this, and I know I'm gonna be the odd man out as far as like this standpoint. So I know what I'm about, the backlash I'm about to get for saying this. If you got a text saying this is not serving me, I would ask, what is not being served? For these personal reasons, not necessarily not necessarily to stay in relationship, or it could help you stay in a relationship, but let me know something about me. Am I missing something? Do I have a blind spot? Do I not see something? Because if this relationship is not going to work and I choose not to be in this relationship, at least let me have some growing points or some talking points or something that I can take and work on before I go into this next joint, because this next relationship is going to be my best relationship, and I'm gonna make sure it's going to happen.
Well, I think and just to add to that, I think at the end of the day, we don't operate within our GAC And that's something that my counselor has presented to me on numerous occasions. Are we operating from a space of, again, this is not serving me, or am I utilizing my GAC? Am I operating from a lens of gratitude, empathy, and kindness? And in that, that's not present if you could just come out and say, it goes back to the principle matter, we've been kicking it, whatever, but can you at least give me as you mentioned, Troy, the decency of a phone call or whatever? Mm-hmm. And then the whole fighting for me situation. Well, how can I fight for you who takes the onus of stating those things? Well, this is what I need. Should the respondent have to ask that to get clarification, or should you be willing to step into the forefront and say, this is what I need from this? And so it goes both ways, but I feel you.
I have had that come to Jesus moment with my wife, in a sense where she didn't necessarily say those words, this is not serving me, but she basically said, I need more. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she detailed the things that she needed. And I was given the decency to be able to meet or address those things. And for the situation. But it sounds like for this individual, she just wanted to prove a point. And this is based upon the little information that I have. But I know for my wife, when she told me that, she was saying, hey, let's get better together. But in this situation, it seemed like you're not good enough for me, and so therefore I'm cutting it off. And as a guy, if I heard that, I'm like, all right, bet. If I'm not good enough for you, then bet. My next relationship will be my best relationship.
I just think it's a grave difference between someone coming to you and saying, I need more from this relationship, or these are the areas that I'm missing, and they're bringing it to you, versus someone literally using the verbiage, this is no longer serving me.
Yeah.
Which is completely, those are those are two completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it would be different because there are points where a relationship can drift apart, or people grow apart, or you're doing something differently. So then you say, I believe that we're growing apart. This relationship may no longer be in both of our best interests because of the spaces that's totally different than coming to someone and saying, this is no longer serving me, in a sense of, I'm no longer getting what I want to get out of this interaction, so I'm just going to end it. Or, I'm not getting my way the way that I want to get my way, or something like that. Like, that's the tone in which I hear serving in this instance, and not someone who's actually looking for some type of repair or improvement, or whatever. Just, it all sounds like selfish gain in the way that it was presented, and may or may not that person use those words serving that, but that's the way that the story was presented. They may not have literally text, this is no longer serving me, or whatever. But if that is
that's what was
the mindset that that's okay, well then I definitely am not apologizing for what I said earlier. If that's the language that you're using, it's just hard. It's just hard to be empathetic towards that. I hear no care in that situation. I hear no seriousness in that situation. I hear a selfish individual who just wants to get what they want to get out of a situation. How do I know that? I've been a selfish individual who wants to just get whatever they want to get, out of a situation. So I know what it sounds like. I know what it sounds like to be a dick, or different things like that. So that's what that's what I'm saying. That's what it sounds like.
What it sound like, man?
In this moment?
What does it sound like?
You right now. You right now.
Lace, he's trying to hold himself accountable. He's been holding himself accountable since the beginning of this conversation.
Come on, bro. I'm just saying I know what it sounds like. I know what the games sound like. When someone's not taking a situation seriously, and that's what I'm saying. So okay was the best response that you could have expected to get in that situation, and in the fact that you feel like it's not serving you, and you still expected someone to want to fight to be with you, whatever. It just all the red flags in this situation. So it's hard to be empathetic and give like a better assessment. Y'all did a great job of being wholesome and kind in your assessment of this situation, but it's greatly manipulative.
That's what clergymen do, bro. That's what clergymen do. That's what we do.
I appreciate you. Yeah, Troy tried to solve. My wife also.
She did.
Said, I need more. I need more.
She did. I just want to say how I related to the situation. So I want to just give some encouragement for those people out there who desire to be in a relationship, but your relationship may not be up to par, might not be up to snuff. It may not be delivering everything it can deliver. Going into it and saying, addressing that by saying this is not serving me will get you nowhere. What you should approach it with is, if you desire to be in a relationship, and you desire for your relationship to be better, it's like, hey, I want to be here. We need to work together. Like that's the way to do it. Resulting to common vernacular that is used amongst and pop culture of serving me and things of that nature will get you nowhere. So I highly recommend that you just take a step back and say, hey, look, these are my intentions. These are the things that I want. But in order for me to want these things, I need certain things to be addressed. And you need to be able to articulate what those things are and not just say it's not serving me. Well, what's not serving you? I don't know. That's not gonna get you.
And give people the opportunity to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think people need to grasp that people can change. People can if they want to change.
Will change. We all gonna change, regardless of, you know what I'm saying, if it may not always be for the better, but we all gonna change. Things are gonna make us change. Our lifestyle, our careers, our jobs, we have kids. As we get older, things are gonna change. We all gonna change at some point. So
right,
you know, to just allow people the opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to change, just be realistic, bro. Come on, man. Be realistic. I don't know why we got to keep having these conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's not realistic to think that you're going to be in a relationship with someone and not struggle, not disagree, not ever have an argument, not ever have a challenge, not ever there be a situation where something don't go. It's just unrealistic to think that y'all going to be together and just never going to, you know, deal with nothing or experience things. And people are literally, realistically, I'm not going to say realistically, I'm going to say literally going into these experiences feeling like at every challenge, you know, that means the relationship needs to be over. I don't need to be, you know, in connection with this person. Something like it's just ridiculous, to be honest. And if y'all really want relationships, you got to be realistic about what come with the relationship.
Well,
it don't make sense.
It's a lens of self-awareness. And also, we just live in a microwave society, even in that concept where you want what you want now. Yeah. And people aren't willing to put in the work anymore. You know, we often reference, you know, well, my grandparents was together 40 years. They ain't had nowhere to go. But now, that's just not how it is.
Legit. Endless options, endless access to people. And I don't give a lot of credit to social media. I'm not going to say social media ruined relationships, because a lot of people just say, oh, social media ruined relationships. I don't think it ruined relationships, but it definitely allowed people to have more access to things, to allow them to be a lot more ungrateful in their relationships.
But also promotes more lust and perversion, because again, I ain't got this here, but I want this, and I can touch it. It's tangible, or it seems tangible, etc., which leads to other situations. But again, that was class number 2 in my certification, so we not gonna get it. We gonna
hey man, this been the Manly D's podcast.
Whenever Lay start doing this, just turn your ears off, yo. Whenever Lay start doing this, bro, in one ear out the other, bro. Just let it go.
Or this.
Just
or
let
this.
it go, bro. Or this. When he start doing this with his hands and talking like this, or when he start, oh, definitely. If he does this, expands the hands and like a look back situation, stop listening, bro. I'm telling you right now, stop listening, bro. As soon as he do one of these, back to back, one of these, don't stop listening,
hey,
bro.
Yo, that was good.
Stop listening, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
That was good.
Hey, I know we was glad to be back. We went an hour and 30 on these boys, bro.
I know.
We went an hour and 30 on these boys. Hey, man, if this your first time, man, we appreciate you rocking with us. If this is your 150th time, we definitely appreciate you. If you new, if you old, we just enjoy everybody that's been joining the cave lately, joining the conversation, man. I think on the next episode, what I'm going to do is shout out the day ones, man. I see a lot of people that's consistently in the comments, consistently sending us messages, consistently tapping in. I definitely want to shed light on y'all, because I ain't gonna hold you. If it was just 5 of y'all that was messaging me, I still would want to show up each week to do this pod. I started this joint out kind of as an outlet for me and the guys to kind of talk about our situations, but the way that y'all kind of just consistently said, hey, I needed to hear that. This conversation I needed, or just adding to the conversation. Y'all the only reason that we still got a podcast. I ain't gonna hold you, because I got tired a long time ago. It's a lot of work trying to keep this joint going. But because y'all messaging like, hey, where my episode at, because y'all engaging, we keep showing up. And that's why we on this Zoom tonight, because we didn't want to go another week without not putting something out, because we know y'all waiting for it. Y'all been asking for it. Hey, man, shout out to the Cave, man. So definitely want to acknowledge y'all. Appreciate y'all. Continue to rock with us, whether you like what we say or don't like what we say. You watching. So we appreciate it, man.
Hit the button. Let's go.